Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we're going to be doing Boros, or Lord Boros, from One Punch Man. So, he's got one eye, nice and easy. So, we'll start right here. It's not, well, I don't have it halfway to fit in all that hair that he has. So it's just lower than halfway, right in the middle. And you start with just the pupil here. Black dot, like so. And then the iris comes around that. So you just draw that around. Get it as circular as you can. Of course, if you like had a coin or something, might make things easier. And he has kind of just some lines coming from that, sort of going around clockwise, kind of just for that, the color part of his eye kind of thing. Then, so he has a line coming across the top of that. So it just comes across the top of that iris. And he has two pieces of hair that come right down here. So you could draw those in, or if you're doing pencil, just keep going a bit and rub it out after, but I'm using marker. I would recommend pencil, of course, just because it's easier for mistakes and things. So bring down that piece of hair. And then we're going to bring this back into here. And then the bridge of his nose curves up under that iris just like this. It's like a goggle, and then comes back up the other side to another piece of hair just here. If I go too fast, hit pause. Just pause after I do a line. Something like that. And then we follow that shape again around. So we'll draw in those, we'll do those two pieces of hair, right? So just spike kind of down like so. Another one down here. And then there's the rim of that big eye that he has. So another line that comes across the top. Jump over that hair, come out the other side, bring it back down. Underneath, bridge of his nose again. Following this line. Back up, jump over the hair, and you could just see maybe just a tiny little section just there. Now he has two lines just coming down from his eye just here for his nose, and underneath that there's a V for the bottom of his nose, like so. Then his mouth, really close to this nose, real close. So he's smiling, got that evil sharp teeth kind of smile, so we'll do it, so we'll do like this. So a little V just under that nose, and then we're going to curve it down, smiling, curve it down, smiling like that. And then the bottom lip down here. And we're going to make just this lip darker just here, just to give it some depth and some shadow. Like so. Then he has those sharp teeth, spikes inside, like this. Maybe one more just there. Right, so bottom lip about here. Then his chin. Chin is just about here. Down from about there. He's got just kind of a flat chin, like so. And then this comes up to his jaw, just right past these pieces of hair that we did. So his jaw comes up like this, and then this will come up to the other side of his face. Sorry, to the other piece of hair that's sticking down here. So another piece of hair here, and then this will go up the other side of his face. So his chin comes around, similar to this, symmetrical, like so, coming up. Try and get it sort of in the same place. Doesn't have to be exact, but it helps with symmetry. And then this will curve up this direction. And touch another piece of hair that is just coming down from here, so comes into, let's see, approximately there. Like that. Now, so he has hair, a fringe of hair, kind of like Dragon Ball characters, that kind of hair that comes around his face, and then he's massive hair all behind, loads of hair spikes. So we'll finish these ones first, bring it up, spike it down to the middle, bring it up, and then spike this one down as well, just behind that. And there's the inside spike, inside line for the spike, like this. And then there's all lines in under that to show the inside hair and his hairline that go across his forehead. Like this. He's a hair spike here, coming down beside his eye and the side of his face. Comes up, meets another one here. Big one. Just down underneath, see underneath his eye, this is how far they go down. Real long. Comes up, comes across, starts to travel in here, and then spikes down in the middle. And then he has another one just over here that touches just the side of his jaw. So, right there. And then this will come up, meet another one, spikes down. This one comes down a bit longer, this side, back up, traveling up to here, and then we'll come this direction and then back into the middle, like so. Then there is some hairlines just in here, some more sort of similar shapes following the shape of his hair. Very similar to Dragon Ball style hair. Maybe a bit longer, but sort of a similar drawing style. I wonder if that was intentional. Now, in on his face, he has cracks, sort of cracks coming down from his eye, just kind of lines like so, kind of like lightning, kind of some thicker, some thinner. Coming down. You could darken some sections. Lightning all radiating out from this eye. Here. So you're kind of making them look like roots of a tree or tree branches or lightning. Just jaggedy zigzag kind of lines. You can make it up as you go, or you could follow me. And one here. Zigzag down here from the corner. Maybe a few thinner ones then. As we go, feel it out. see what it needs. Kind of like that. Right then, so more hair. We'll go back to the hair. That's the face pretty much done. And then another hair spike coming out from here. Once we get these ones done, we can add the ears because they're just underneath this one. So it comes out, goes down to there, back. And then his ears, real big under this hair, comes out from his jaw just down here. So line here and here, right across from each other. And then they go up underneath this hair. And then around, real big, pointy, kind of elf-like ears. And then in there's like just bones and ligaments, the rim of his ear, just there. Some lines here. And then just some sort of patterns on the edge, kind of like so. You can't really see much of them because the hair is covering. There's an earring coming down, 1, 2, zigzag, zigzag, down to a spike, zigzag, 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 down to a spike, like that. And then the other ear is the same. So coming up under the hair, jump over, come back up to the top, kind of line them up, see where it stops. Just here, pointy. And then we come back down on the inside. We'll add the rim of his ear. And then some sort of bones and ligament lines. We can see a bit more in here. More than this side. And then that earring just here as well. Zigzagging and pointy then at the bottom. Zigzag. And some of those patterns, or I think maybe they're gold parts of his earring as well, just along the rim of his ear, just there. Right, so more hair. So we have, let's see, another hair spike just coming out here, up. Loads of hair on Boros. Boros-sama. Right there. And then there's one, let's see, just about here, right in the middle. Comes back down. Another one here coming off this way, back down. Like so. So it's like 3 and then 1 in the middle. Like that. And then he has some coming off this direction. So one like this. Spike back in. Spike out. Back in. Another one just over here. Spikes out. Spikes back in. And then there's like loads that go all around his head. So starting sort of down here at his ears. Small ones. Spike out. And then they start to go up and around his head. So one here. This one goes that way. Off my page there. Next one. Like so. Another one this way. Real big, loads of hair. It's like he's in an 80s glam rock band. Like this. That way, spiking up. And then one that comes off the middle, just there. Comes back down. Another one off here, back down. Another one here. And then up here. So we're going all around, kind of like a clock, hands of a clock, or numbers on a clock. So the hand is like going this way. Spiking that way now. Spike back, spike up, spike back. Here. Spiking, and then down towards the ear again. Down here, down here, down here. If I go too fast, just hit pause, guys. Little one's just there. One here. And then, of course, there's all sort of lines for texture and hairlines all on this. So you're just following the shape of each section of the hair, adding some lines like this. Just following the shape of each spike, just to give it some texture. Give the illusion that it's hair. Because that's all it is. It's an illusion. Here, down. Okay, so that's his hair pretty much, and you can keep doing as much of that as you'd like, as much hatching or lines you'd like to do. His neck then. So he's got big spikes coming off his collar, his armor and stuff, but we'll do his neck in first. So we just do a line coming down from his ear, like so. Another one on the other side, like this, and this meets, so that meets his collar of his uniform. So it stops just about here at his chin. And then his collar will come down from that, kind of a bumpy line right in the middle, coming down to here. And it'll meet a middle section of armor just there at the top. Kind of a bumpy bone, like he's got like real jaggedy armor on. His neck muscles then are in there. 1, 2 on that side. 1, 2. And you can see a bit more of that one coming down, and then he's got lines that follow the shape for his neck. So we'll do the middle section first. So just under his chin, curving around here, kind of like this. Like so, and then these will come up the side of his neck. So like follow around, imagine they're wrapping around his neck. Kind of like that. And then a couple more on this side. Like so. Now the rest of his collar. So comes up around here, has a double edge to it. So we have this bit, and then this goes behind his head, goes behind his earring, just there, and then comes straight down like that. And then this is like all bumpy and jaggedy coming down here. Do the same thing over this side, coming up, goes around the earring, has a double edge. So what I mean is like it's thick, and then it's jaggedy, bone-like armor. You could do it any sort of way at all. And this has an edge like that, kind of a high collar, and then it meets lines for his chest and shoulder. So just like this, curving across like so, just bumping across. And then you could add texture lines to make that look kind of bone-like or jaggedy, like this. Kind of giving it some edge and texture. And then he has big spikes coming off just behind. So it just goes off my page. Real big spike. There. Another one there. There. Spiking. Like so. If you had more room, of course, you could fit in a lot more of that stuff. And if you want, you can add some texture lines to it. Cracks and bumps and things. Just following the shape of that spike. It's all armor. Made of some alien material. Grown, maybe. And you can do as much of that as you'd like. You can do it on his chest armor. But that is the basic. Well, he's kind of complicated with all the hair and the armor and stuff like that. But there he is, Lord Boros. Boros-sama from One Punch Man. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.